人工智能到底是什么呢？人工智能其实早已在我们日常生活中有了广泛的应用，不是只有科幻电影里的那些才叫人工智能。譬如最简单的数码相机的笑脸捕捉，那个就是人工智能。还有接下来你要看到的这个也是人工智能哦。在很多人的脑海当中，机器人就是人工智能。今年波士顿动力公司公布了一段机器人的最新视频，视频当中这名机器人学会了跳台阶和后空翻，动作流畅轻盈，相当厉害。英国剑桥大学的生存危机研究中心目前发布一份报告，列出前10大威胁人类生存的原因，其中有9项都是人为造成，像是气候变迁、发展核武器等等。没想到排名第1的竟然是人工智能。
Its processor can react 100 times faster than a human. The stochastic motion is an anti-sniper feature. Just like any mobile device these days, it has cameras and sensors, and just like your phones and social media apps, it does facial recognition. Inside here is 3 grams of shaped explosive. This is how it works. Did you see that? That little bang is enough to penetrate the skull and destroy the contents. They used to say guns don't kill people. People do. Well, people don't. They get emotional, disobey orders, aim high. Let's watch the weapons make the decisions. Now, trust me, these were all bad guys. Now, that is an airstrike of surgical precision. It's one of a range of products. Trained as a team, they can penetrate buildings, cars, trains, evade people, bullets, pretty much any countermeasure. They cannot be stopped. Now, I said this was big. Why? Because we are thinking big. Watch. A $25 million order now buys this. Enough to kill half a city. The bad half. Nuclear is obsolete. Take out your entire enemy, virtually risk-free. Just characterize him, release the swarm. Dumb weapons drop where you point them. Smart weapons consume data. When you can find your enemy using data, even by a hashtag, you can target an evil ideology right where it starts.
This short film is more than just speculation. It shows the results of integrating and miniaturizing technologies that we already have. I'm Stuart Russell, a professor of computer science at Berkeley. I've worked in AI for more than 35 years. Its potential to benefit humanity is enormous, even in defense. Allowing machines to choose to kill humans will be devastating to our security and freedom. Thousands of my fellow researchers agree. We have an opportunity to prevent the future you just saw, but the window to act is closing fast.
特斯拉创始人马斯克和物理学家霍金都警告过人工智能的危险。
And I think we should be really concerned about AI, and I think we should. AI is a rare case where I think we need to be proactive in regulation instead of reactive, because I think by the time we are reactive in AI regulation, it's too late. AI is a fundamental risk to the existence of human civilization.
Many forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful. But I think the development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race. Once humans develop artificial intelligence, it would take off on its own. Humans, who are limited by slow biological evolution, couldn't compete and would be superseded.
It's something that it's not going to happen overnight. I do think we have to worry about it. I don't think it's inherent that as we create super intelligence that it will necessarily always have the same goals in mind.
在《终结者》系列电影中，天网是一个人类于20世纪后期创造的以计算机为基础的人工智能防御系统，最初是研究用于军事的发展。而在天网在控制了所有的美军武器装备后不久，便获得了自我意识，并且认定人类是它存在的威胁，开始实施灭绝人类的一系列行动。天网危机由此而来。
咱们开始说电影，噼里啪啦一阵闪电划过，凭空出现一个虚空虫洞，一个赤裸的汉子穿越回了洛杉矶，他正是约翰派回来保护自己的终结者 T800长贵。这个问题牛叔挺不理解，既然你要派一个机器人保护自己，为什么不派回来一个神仙小姐姐？武力高，颜值高，遇到危险骑上就柔撩，岂不美哉？你派回来一个大肌肉棒子是怎么回事？这个有机会你跟我解释一下啊！长贵赤裸穿越，没有衣服和武器，来到一个牛仔酒吧，驯服了几只小牛仔，抢了衣服和枪，开始寻找少主。画面切换到桥下，天网杀手 T1000皮长衫穿越回来，干掉了巡逻的警察，自己化身警察。这个 T1000是相当牛逼的一种机器人，液态记忆金属构成，全身可以随意变形，能够模拟复制任何体积相当的事物。这里的关键就是体积相当。T1000能不能变成狗？当然可以，但是体格子大，全身液态金属。
对于我们大多数人来说，人工智能的概念还是有点科幻小说的感觉，让人难以认真对待。下面的这位把人工智能装到了自己的家里，让人工智能成为了他的生活小管家。
电影《钢铁人》里的酷炫新科技，脸书创办人马克·祖克伯在家里自己打造一套。
Good morning, Jarvis.
Good morning, Mark. It's Saturday, so you only have 5 meetings.
祖克伯一天的行程，虚拟管家 Jarvis 了若指掌。今天想穿什么衣服，早就替你准备好。吃早餐也不用自己动手做，烤吐司机里早已经有现成的。而有访客登门拜访的时候
Mark, your parents are coming in.
Thanks, Jeffrey.
It's Jarvis.
智慧管家全方位参与祖克伯的家庭生活，还能转换语言照顾祖克伯的宝贝女儿。
Good morning, Max. Let's practice our Mandarin. Ning Zhao Shong Mao.
Jarvis, your Mandarin is so soothing.
谢谢。
智慧管家概念虽然来自钢铁人，但这个声音仔细听，不是钢铁人本尊小劳勃道尼，而是找来这位巨星现身配音。
You die.
而如果不想跟管家对话，也能够在手机上传讯息遥控。
Who should we tickle next?
I think we should tickle Max.
Faces Channel N 受邀参加了中关村硅谷全球未来创新峰会及中关村海外论坛。不管你觉得 AI 目前到底面临了一个什么样的趋势，它现在是处在春天、夏天、冬天还是秋天 ？AI 已经成为一个 buzzword， 在我们每个领域里都会听到。即便你觉得它跟我们还离得很远，或者说跟你的生活并无关系，但是 AI 已经成为一个主要的趋势，并且会向更远的方向去发展。
Great details using language. Teaching computers to do the same has become one of the holy grails of the field of computer vision and artificial intelligence.
对。
论坛上，谷歌首席科学家李飞飞、斯坦福大学物理学家张守胜、美的副总裁王东岩等人分享了他们在各自专业领域的发展动态及个人见解。 Faces 也采访了与会嘉宾和参会人员等，让他们来谈谈各自对 AI 的见解。
跟这个 AI
方面
，yeah，
那你觉得人工智能目前来讲就是一个 buzzword， 对不对？所有人可能都在谈论这个。你觉得人工智能对于你来说是什么？
人工智能对于我来说，我觉得是一个机会，就是说会改变大家的生活，然后有可能就是说对像现在有很多你可以按照以前的 data，对这个医学方面各个方面都会有很大的，我觉得是一个很革命性的进展之类的，对，
它会是一个泡沫。
这个很难说，现在谁都这个说不说，但这也是看就是我们怎么用它，对吧？如果你用得好，这很难说是一个泡沫，但是它到底能有多大的影响，这个就也是很难说。
网上有一些就是威胁论，觉得人工智能会抢走我们很多领域的工作。那您对这个怎么看？
这个我觉得就是一般来说，就是很多新的创新有可能会关闭一些 door， 有可能会关闭一些机会，但也会有打开很多不同的机会，所以这也很难。就像刚开始那个工业革命，那也是有很多的人都失去了他们的工作，可是它会带来很多其他的工作机会。希望这次也是这样。
好的，谢谢。你今天是来参加招聘会的是吗？你是应聘哪个方向？
软件方向 ，software engineer。
那跟人工智能有什么关系？
没有，但是人工智能现在发展的比较好，然后我也比较感兴趣。就像我在就是人才招聘市场说的，如果有这方面的工作或者搭边的工作，我还是比较感兴趣的。所以，
人工智能对于你来说意味着什么？你觉得你想法当中的人工智能是什么？
最主要的就是缩短，就是减少人力资源。比如说做某个项目，然后减少人力资源、人力成本，然后用 AI 的方式可以更快、更好，然后考虑更全面的去完成某项 project， 差不多。
You are speak today, right?
Yes.
Can you introduce yourself?
Sure. So I'm Charles Jankowski, and I'm Director of Robotics and AI Applications at CloudMinds Technology, and yeah.
So why bring you here?
So this is the conference here is the ZGC conference, the Global Innovation Conference, and we're one of the companies that's in the ZGC Center in Silicon Valley. So CloudMinds is located in the ZGC Center in Silicon Valley, which is right down the road here. So that's partly what brings us here, but also we're just generally very interested in cloud robotics is kind of what CloudMinds does. So we're kind of the world's first cloud robot operator. So that's kind of why we're here is kind of seeing all the interest in robotics and how that all works and everything.
So do you from your perspective, what do you think like how robots and or AI can change our life?
No, I think, and like a couple of things I mentioned in the in my talk. A lot of people talk about how robots are bad and they're going to displace jobs, or there's like these you see all these TV shows, Westworld and all this stuff about horrible robots and all that kind of stuff. I think there's a lot of potential for doing good things for people where you couldn't do that before. For example, CloudMinds is starting to do work with healthcare companies, like for example, using Pepper Robot to potentially do surveys, for example, to ask people what you thought about this, and it turns out that people actually answer to robots sometimes more honestly than they answer to humans, because they don't feel like the robot's judging them, because they feel like humans are judging them, but the robot's not judging them. So that's kind of very interesting. So that's one thing we're doing. Another thing is, like, for example, if you want to kind of constantly monitor folks for if something goes wrong or something goes bad, if someone falls and that kind of thing, AI and robots could do that kind of 24/7. Whereas people can't do that. People can't always be looking, always paying attention, but robots can do that. So I think there's a lot of potential for good social change. It's not all doomsday scenarios and all that stuff. So.
So, but I mean, lots of like engineer.
Yeah.
They worry about themselves.
Yeah.
Worry about their job because they think AI can replace their job. You just mentioned that, right?
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, a lot of people are worried about it, and in some cases, I think it's in some cases that might be the case, but I think in a lot of cases, it'll allow us to kind of like do kind of other kind of higher value things that allow us, because it's funny because I went to a talk once where people talked about how people worrying about robots displacing their jobs, but for like kind of mid-level, like I think it was more for like welding kind of jobs. There actually were not. There actually were having a hard time finding people, and they were using kind of bots to try, or like applications on iPads and bots to try and train people how to do these. So the robots are actually helping people find jobs. So it's kind of it's a different story. So yeah. So I think it's not all bad news. I think it's I think there are some actually upsides as well.
So there are certain people, and because they watch a lot of Hollywood movies,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They think like the robots can control human beings.
Yeah,
Do you
the
think-
Skynet and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's like there was a good comment in one of the talks this morning that kind of the robots really don't have values themselves. It's more kind of driven from human values that go into them. So as long as kind of I think it's important to be mindful of that. I think it's important for people who develop the AI technologies to be mindful of that. So I think if we do that, I think we could be in potentially good shape as long as we're like aware of what's happening and kind of fully kind of engaged in kind of where do we want these robots to be helping us and what do we want them to be doing and that sort of thing.
We need to use that wisely.
Yeah, yeah.
So do your company has a relationship with China?
Our company is actually, it's a global company, but actually was founded in China.
Okay.
So, and most of our employees are in China. We have about 300 employees in Beijing, and I think about 50 in Chengdu, and thank you, and about 25 here in Santa Clara. So, it's a global company, but most of our people are in China. It was founded in China.
Can you speak Chinese?
No. No, not at all.
Not at all.
I haven't learned yet.
Beijing, Chengdu.
Beijing, Chengdu, yeah, that's about it. Ni hao.
Others?
No, that's about it.
再见.
Which one?
Bye bye, 再见.
再见?
再见.
再见.
Yeah. Okay. So how many times have you been to China?
Once. I went in February. I went to Beijing in February. To the headquarters. Yeah.
Like
I've only been at the company. About a year. So
do you like
I did. Yeah. The food was different, but is it good?
So what's your first impression?
I was definitely busy. A lot of stuff going on. Very, very exciting. Like the technology perspective is very exciting. I mean, a lot of things like, like things you can do with WeChat you can't do in the U.S. And so there's a lot of stuff going on in China that's like, hey, we should have that over here.
Yeah.
Like pay for things with WeChat. You can't really do that over here as well. It's not as well built out over here. So, a lot of good ideas.
Yeah. Hope you can come to China soon.
Yeah. No, I'd like to.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
All right.
Charles.
You too. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Okay. So I would like to ask you that, what's your personal opinion about AI?
About AI?
Yeah.
My personal opinion, I think it needs to be restricted and limited as far as its use.
Okay, so you have this concern, like in the future, this will be out of control.
I think what it's going to do is going to dehumanize people's, just their psyche, and people will not be as courtesy. They won't be as sensitive towards other people. So it's going to dehumanize people, in my opinion.
Yeah, dehumanize.
Dehumanize people. Make them more evil, make them without any feelings of guilt or consciousness. I think we have to watch about that. And it's going to take away, I think, the ability to enjoy nature. That's what we have to be careful of.
那今天你是来参加志愿者的是吗？我想问你的是，你觉得 你因为这个峰会主要是关于人工智能方向哈，你觉得人工智能对于你来说意味着什么？
我的话，因为我有想创业啊，想做这些方面的东西，所以人工智能的话，就像因为我也有关注很多，包括像李飞飞教授啊之类的，他们就很多的包括他们做出来的一些研究，包括他们在国内的一些发展的方向，就是人工智能，我觉得对于我这个创业是很大帮助的一个东西，所以就能了解更多的，当然就能在这边周围了解一些。对啊。
Audio Jungle。
Yeah, so Pepper is we're using Pepper as a platform to demonstrate our cloud interoperability. So Pepper is connected to the cloud, and that's where he gets his intelligence from. So when people talk to the Pepper is reacting from the cloud, and we have a network that connects the robot to the cloud, and that's where the intelligence comes from. And that's why you can ask it anything and it can respond to you. And today, Pepper has the ability to speak in Chinese, a little bit of Japanese, and then also in English.